Good morning, everyone. Well, we're into the very first week of March, and that's a good thing because spring is around the corner. And we're also into our third week of the Lent season. I don't know about you, what you're reading through. As I go on my morning walks, one of the things I'm listening through is a series on Lent, and very much enjoying that. But also I'm enjoying reading through the Lent passages that our seminary is sending out to those who want to read through it. And this year they're focusing their Lent passages on, of all things, Revelations. Now, Revelation is not exactly the book that you would first think of when you think of preparing for Lent. And yet the authors who are writing these devotionals have come up with some pretty significant things that are so encouraging. And I'd like to encourage you today with one of the devotionals that was written just this past week. Revelation chapter 5, verse 1 to 14. And it says this: "Then I saw a scroll in the right hand of the one who was sitting on the throne, and he was writing on the inside and on the outside of the scroll, and it was sealed with 7 seals. And I saw a strong angel who shouted with a loud voice, 'Who is worthy to break the seals on this scroll and open it?' But no one in heaven or on earth or under the earth was able to open the scroll and read it. Then I wept bitterly, because no one was found who was worthy to open the scroll and read it. But one of the 24 elders said to me, 'Stop weeping. Look, the Lion of the tribe of Judah, the heir to David's throne, has won the victory. He is worthy to open the scroll and its 7 seals.'" And that's where the story in this devotional starts, with the Apostle John being there on the Isle of Patmos and having this revelation given to him, and seeing that there's a scroll that has all this writing, but it's tied up with seals, and it doesn't seem that there's anybody that's worthy to open it and to read what's inside. Then he hears this incredible news that there is someone, there is the Lion of Judah, the heir to David's throne, Jesus Christ himself, who is worthy to open the scroll and read what's inside. When we continue on, we read this: "But then I saw a lamb that looked as if it had been slaughtered, but was now standing between the throne and the 4 living beings and among the 24 elders." Isn't it often the truth that we look for someone of power and of an incredible strength to bash through the barriers that we see in front of us? And yet, even though Jesus was called the Lion of Judah, instead we find a lamb. I wonder sometimes if we assume that it's only by the way of the lion by which God's will be accomplished. That we look for God to show his power and his strength, and yet it is by his submission and by his sacrifice that he actually accomplishes what the lion can't. And whether that strength is individual strength or whether it's political strength, what is it that makes things right? Is it might that makes things right, or is it sacrificial giving? And I think what we read here in Revelation is the truth about how God brings about his kingdom. He doesn't bring it about by political strength and physical power. Rather, he comes through humility and through sacrifice, and by the laying down of his life, being slaughtered as a lamb among wolves, so that his kingdom can rise up from the ruins of that sacrifice. I was so profoundly struck by this devotional that I read this last week by Doug Heidebrecht. I just needed to share it with you, and I hope that it too allows you to go back to those passages of Scripture and read with different eyes, with a different mindset, and help you understand what is it that God's inviting us into in this time of Lent. God bless you, church. Have a great day. I'm praying for you.